Ever wondered why planes can fly upside down? It might sound wild, but it all comes down to how lift works. To understand that, let's think about a bird gliding gracefully in the sky. When a bird flaps its wings, it creates lift, the force that pushes it upward against gravity. Air moves faster over the top of its wings than beneath, creating a pressure difference. This same principle applies to airplanes. Now here's the surprising part. The shape of the wings, known as airfoils, is designed to create lift whether they're upright or upside down. When a plane flies upside down, the pilot simply adjusts the angle of the wings, ensuring that air still flows correctly. The curvature on the top of the wing and the flatter bottom works the same way, just flipped. So yes, the wings can still generate lift even when they're inverted. And it's not just about the wings. The control surfaces of the plane, like ailerons and elevators, help manage the aircraft's attitude. That's the angle it flies at. Pilots use these controls to maneuver through different orientations. While most commercial flights aren't doing barrel rolls, aerobatic planes are specifically designed to handle these maneuvers safely. They have stronger structures and special features that allow them to perform tricks like flying upside down. So, can planes really fly upside down? Absolutely. With the right design and pilot skill, planes can defy gravity in all sorts of ways. If you find this fascinating, you'll want to stick around for more. So how does lift work to keep planes flying? Imagine you're holding a piece of paper. If you tilt it just right, you can feel the air pushing up against it, almost like a gentle hand lifting it. This is similar to what happens with an airplane's wings. Wings are specially designed shapes called airfoils. When a plane speeds down the runway, air flows over and under the wings. The curved top surface of the wing allows air to move faster above it, while the flatter bottom surface means the air moves slower below. This difference in speed creates lower pressure on top of the wing and higher pressure underneath. Voila, lift is born. Now here's where it gets interesting. This lift force is what allows the plane to ascend into the sky, and it's also what keeps it stable while flying. A plane's ability to fly upside down relies on this same principle of lift. Even when inverted, as long as there's enough speed and the wings are angled correctly, the air can still generate lift. But it's not just about having lift. The pilot needs to maintain control of the aircraft. This is done by adjusting the angle of attack, essentially how much the wings are tilted in relation to the oncoming air. Too steep an angle can lead to a stall, where lift is lost, while the right angle keeps the lift flowing smoothly, even upside down. The magic of flight comes down to lift created by the wings, which can work just as effectively when a plane is upside down as when it's right side up. And that's why planes can fly upside down. Have you ever wondered why planes can fly upside down? The secret lies in the shape of their wings. Most planes use specially designed wings, called airfoils. Think of an airfoil like a slice of bread. If you look at the top of the slice, it's curved, while the bottom is flatter. Now here's where it gets interesting. When the plane moves forward, air travels faster over the curved top of the wing than it does underneath. This difference in speed creates lower pressure above the wing and higher pressure below it. That lift is what gets the plane off the ground. But the cool part, that same principle works even when the plane is upside down. Let's imagine you're holding a piece of paper. If you tilt it at an angle and blow across the top, you'll feel it lift upward. That's similar to how a plane's wings work. When the plane is inverted, the airfoil still generates lift because the air is flowing over it in the same way. And here's the surprising part. Pilots can actually control how much lift they need. When flying upside down, they simply adjust the angle of attack, which is like tilting that piece of paper more steeply. This allows them to maintain enough lift to keep flying smoothly, even in an inverted position. So to sum it up, the specially shaped wings of an aircraft help create lift, whether the plane is right side up or upside down. That's how planes can defy gravity in such an amazing way. If you want to learn more about flying, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights. But here's the surprising part. Pilots can control the plane's orientation using special surfaces called ailerons and elevators. Think of them as the steering wheel and gas pedal of the sky. Ailerons are located on the wings. When a pilot wants to roll the plane, they tilt the ailerons up on one wing and down on the other. This creates a difference in lift that tips the aircraft sideways. Imagine tilting a seesaw. One side goes up while the other side goes down. That's how the plane can roll to one side. And it's essential for performing aerobatic maneuvers, including flying upside down. Now let's talk about the elevators. These are found on the tail of the plane. They control the pitch, which is how the nose of the plane moves up or down. When the pilot pulls back on the control yoke, the elevators tilt up, raising the nose. This is like pushing down on the handlebars of a bicycle to lift the front wheel off the ground. By adjusting the elevators, pilots can maintain a steady flight path, or even perform a loop. And here's the part that really might surprise you. These control surfaces are incredibly effective even at lower speeds. So even when an aircraft is flying upside down, the pilots can maneuver it just as easily as right side up. The design of these surfaces and their responsiveness allows for remarkable control, which is why skilled pilots can perform stunning aerial displays that seem completely defy gravity. So when you see a plane flying upside down, remember it's all thanks to those clever little flaps and the skill of the pilot. They make it possible for planes to take to the skies in ways that can seem almost magical. If you find this fascinating, don't forget to subscribe for more amazing insights into the world of aviation. Flying upside down isn't just about the plane's design, it's a dance that requires skill and finesse. Imagine riding a bicycle. If you want to do a trick, like a wheelie, you can't just lean back without thinking. You have to pedal hard, find the right balance, and keep your speed up. Otherwise, you might just tip over. In the same way, pilots who perform aerobatics must keep a close eye on their speed while flying inverted. They need to hit a sweet spot, often between 130 to 200 knots, depending on the aircraft. Too slow, and they risk stalling, like a bike losing momentum and tipping over. Too fast, and they face other challenges, like excessive G-forces that can strain the aircraft and the pilot. But here's the surprising part. Maintaining the right angle is just as crucial. Pilots have to constantly adjust the plane's controls, using those ailerons and elevators we talked about earlier, to stay level and stable. It's like balancing a feather on your finger. Too much tilt, and it drops. This coordination is what truly separates aerobatic pilots from your average flyer. They train for hours, perfecting their reactions and understanding the nuances of their aircraft. It's a blend of art and science, where every maneuver is carefully calculated and executed. So, while the plane's engineering allows for upside-down flying, it's the skill and experience of the pilot that makes it safe and impressive. And that's what transforms a simple flight into a breathtaking performance. Curious about what else makes flying magical? Stick around for more. Did you know planes can fly upside down? It's true, and while it may sound thrilling, it's actually incredibly rare in commercial aviation. Here's why that's nothing to worry about. First, let's break down the design of an airplane's wings. They're shaped like an airfoil, which means they create lift not just when flying upright, but even when inverted. So if a plane did flip upside down, it could still generate enough lift to stay in the air. Think of it like a bird gliding through the sky. Birds can soar and maneuver in all sorts of orientations, and airplanes can do the same. Now here's the surprising part. While pilots are trained to handle various flight conditions, flying upside down is more of a trick than a necessity for commercial flights. Most passengers won't experience this maneuver while flying to their destination. It's a skill often reserved for aerobatic planes and air shows, where pilots deliberately perform stunts to showcase their talent and the plane's capabilities. In commercial aviation, safety is the top priority. The vast majority of flights stick to standard maneuvers, and even though planes are capable of flying upside down, it's simply not practical or needed for transporting passengers. So if you ever see a plane doing acrobatics, remember it's all part of the magic of flying, designed for fun, not for your average flight. Relax and enjoy the ride. Flying is incredibly safe, and those amazing planes up in the sky are engineered to keep you secure, no matter the orientation. If you'll never look at a plane the same way, you know what to do.